Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all being here today. It is so good. It's like the highlight of my week. It's definitely a highlight of my day to hang out with you all and talk about all this creator economy stuff from Amazon to anything else that can help us get a leg up, make a couple bucks, and enjoy creating content. Because if we're not having fun or enjoying ourselves, then hey, y'all might as well all get a job like me. And I know y'all don't want to do that. Okay, so let me start by giving a huge shout out to whoever it is on the Logie team who is ramping up their social media. Because let me tell y'all, mm, 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 they are being active on Twitter. And I'm going to post in the chat the links to make sure y'all follow them. Because for some, I'll put X just in case. For some reason, I don't see the links for the social media handles on the blog anymore, you guys. So I'm just going to put them in the chat. So on X, it's Logie_INC. But I know y'all, keep tweaking the blog. It looks amazing, by the way. That's, oh, that didn't come through right. Hopefully that link will still work. And then on TikTok, have anyone else been seeing Logie pop up in their feeds? On TikTok, it is Logie Inc. No underscores or anything, just Logie Inc. And on Instagram, oh, I got to type in Instagram. Thanks for bearing with me because I'm not the fastest of typists. It's Logie Creators. Logie Creators. So I'm not sure who's behind that account. I know Ehud, you had mentioned at one point that you had some interns coming in. I'm not sure if it's them, but take them out for a nice lunch. Maybe they get the chocolates. I don't know, but all right. Well, Andrew said no, never was able to find Logie and any of the social platforms before. Otherwise, I would have been following since I joined Logie. So there's in the chat. Go ahead, guys, and um, follow so you'll have it there. So Megan sees it on TikTok. Yes. Ehud says they are doing a hard work. Yeah. And they're doing the little carousel posts with tips and you know it's been very entertaining, I must say. So shout out to the Logie team. Okay. So everybody get that. We got to start getting followers. Share it. Yes, that's right. And I do. I reshare. In fact, one of the things I'm going to talk about today when I get to the link tree is that link tree article. I shared it. I tagged Logie on Twitter because Twitter is probably like where I'm most visible. And so I made sure I did that. Okay. Let's see. I missed something else. By the way, I finally got an invitation code to Manus. I have a couple more. So if anyone's interested, DM me. Megan, can you unmute? Because I have no idea what Manus is.
Manus is it's like Chat GPT on steroids. So basically what it will do, where ChatGPT just kind of gives you the text and the instructions, Manus will actually build out and execute the assignments. So it's stronger. I just started working with it. And so once I got in, um, it took me a couple of weeks. And then finally I got in, and then they give you like two codes, invitation codes. So I'm playing with it, but I've seen a lot of people, I've been watching a lot of webinars of people and how they use it and just building out models and then executing it. Whereas, we've been talking about all these automation tools, and it seems like Manus has all of that inside of it. So it would be, easy, theoretically. It would be easier to use. So I don't want to be the only person trying it out. It'd be good to get feedback from other people.
So it's paid. It's a paid tool.
No, 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 it's free, but you can upgrade just like Chat GPT does. But there's a
Hmm.
free model, and then there's also a paid model.
Okay, great, great. I
It'll even write code for you. It'll even create like whole websites for you. It's insane.
I love that. It's amazing all the things that these AI tools can do these days. And I've been I've been using Grok a bit just because it's there. Because like I said, I'm on Twitter all the time. So especially for my day job, right? Because it's not a big deal, but sometimes I just want to like make this more engaging or something like that. And I'll just use that and because it's right there. But I actually use a tool called Magi, and Magi has a bunch of different language models built into Magi. So you can get access to Claude and ChatGPT and Llama and a bunch of them all in one place. So I have not experimented with what you were talking about, Megan, as far as it doing code and building out any kind of automations. But I did get a question from someone today. One of my good blogging friends that we've been friends from back before any of this stuff was going on. And she was talking about Pinterest because, Pinterest was like one of the number one ways we could get traffic. And she says today she still gets a lot of traffic from Pinterest. And so we were chatting back and forth, and then come to find out, lo and behold, Pinterest just posted, and I think it was from the Logie blog. I saw it when I logged into Logie. I saw it on the ticker that they are adding AI labels to images on Pinterest. Now, how can that impact us? I'm not really sure as influencers because I don't know that people will be turned off on Pinterest when they see those labels, the AI labels, and will that make them, look for more authentic content? It all depends upon the kind of content, I guess. So, Eileen, I would like a code. Okay, the code for the Manus. So, Megan, hook Lane up. Y'all probably connected on Messenger. If not, send them a message on Messenger. Okay. And my wife always complains about AI image labels. Yeah. When you say she complains, Lane, can you tell me a little bit more? What is her complaint? Like she don't like the labeling or
Actually, no, that was said wrong. I meant to say that she always complains about AI images on Pinterest because a lot of what she looks for is like recipes and cooking stuff. And she'll go through and she'll be like, oh, they didn't actually cook this particular thing. That's an AI image. She's like becoming a guru at like how to pick that out. So I think that she would actually appreciate the labeling so that she would know, okay, this person actually cooked this thing. I can go by that recipe and understand what it's supposed to look like based on the pictures whenever mine's done, as opposed to this, AI generated, probably nobody's going to get it that perfect type of image.
yeah, and I listen to a few podcasts on Pinterest, although I'm not as active there because it doesn't work that well as an influencer, I haven't figured that out unless you have a blog. And of course, I got a bunch of blogs. I don't blog on any of them anymore. So, so that would be the next thing I would need to do is start blogging again and then integrate Pinterest in with that. But because of that, there's only so many hours in a day. It's like, Pinterest, you can go down to the bottom of the list. Once I found out that it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. But I still listen and follow some creators that are very active on Pinterest. And like I said, they're usually getting success when they use it with a blog. Like my friend on Twitter, I was telling you about, her name is Lisa. And so they were fearing that this was coming because there's one girl, Lori Ballin, who teaches this whole system, and it's all about using images from ideogram that are created to drive people onto her blog. And then she's got the images on her blog, but then what she does is she uses this tool called Lasso. And some of you may have heard of Lasso. It works with WordPress to put Amazon image blocks underneath. So let's just say it's 10 beautiful bedroom ideas, and you go over there and you see the image that she puts on Pinterest draws you in because it's from Ideogram, and it looks so beautiful. Like nobody's house really looks this beautiful. Just like Lane's wife is probably thinking, nobody's food looks that darn good. So it's like when you see a McDonald's commercial, the burgers don't look like that for real, y'all. And so anyway, kind of going down a rabbit hole, but I think you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to do and how I'm tying this in with the Amazon thing. You can use Pinterest to bring in traffic for your Amazon if you have a blog. That direct connection, like people on Pinterest want to shop, they want to get ideas, they want to read more about products. They know Amazon. So it's kind of almost like if I was looking for a green dress, I could just went on Amazon. I didn't need to find you on Pinterest, right? But if you send them to your blog and your blog says, yes, well, chiffon is what's trending or linen is what's trending, that's giving them more information, that's giving them value. And then they would click on your Amazon link. That makes more sense. So I'm not sure if this labeling of the AI content by Pinterest is going to impact that. But if anybody has any thoughts on that, or if you're using Pinterest with your blog for Amazon, please unmute and let us know your thoughts. Terry, I get this feeling that you're experimenting with it, or you have in the past. No? Okay.
I upload videos to Pinterest, and they seem to do all right and whatnot. It's, another platform to get out on. But I also have my blog, but I've never taken the time to put my blog posts onto Pinterest. So that could be a very interesting way to be able to drive some traffic there. I'm gonna have to test that out.
Yeah, and look up this girl Lori Ballin because she's got the whole system and she integrates it with she uses a chat GPT tool, but it's an extension called Harper. And Harper actually writes the blog post, but she uses the lasso. It's too many steps for me. That's another thing. I like watching her. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's a whole lot of work.
I've seen
But
that. I watched her video about that, and I was like,
yes,
yeah, this is definitely too much. How much of this can I automate?
right. Plus a lot of tools, and none of them are free. And there's another tool called Pin Clicks that helps you with your keywords. You know, this is a good segue to bring up this topic. I hear people saying they use a lot of keywords on their Amazon listings, right? And their titles of their shoppable content. And because, we've had Stas come in here and show us a little behind the scenes. And also Juliana showed us a little behind the scenes of using a couple of different tools for keyword research. And so, look, both people that I asked, what tool are you using for keyword research? They never responded to me because they probably think I just use the keywords from the listing, but that's not always the best way to go, in my opinion, because as we know, a lot of those listings that are written by people who use different languages and who may not be sophisticated enough to actually use the correct keywords. So, depending upon the brand that we're talking about and the product, that may or may not be a good idea. I don't have enough expertise to know. Oh, just look at the listing. Green dress, long green dress, summer green dress for lady. I are those just keyword stuffings? I don't know. Probably. But if anybody got any extra information on that, and boy, I wish Stas, I'm trying to tunnel him to bring him here, but he knows that stuff. You got a lot of, I mean, I'm sorry, there are a lot of things you guys are saying. Andrew says, I myself avoid AI generated content when searching for things. I want human input when researching products. That's interesting that you would say that, Andrew, because you do have a little AI going on with your videos, right? Uh, can you unmute? Because I'm a little confused there.
Yeah, like uh when you see AI content for like on my YouTube, most of it is like my written blog articles turned into video using the AI just to make things more accessible because my content specifically, I get a lot of people who are in the blind and vision impaired community, so reading stuff is a pain in the butt, so that's why I use the Pictory AI tool to create my videos for the blog articles. But that's about all I use AI for.
Oh, you don't use those same videos on Amazon.
Nope.
I didn't know that, and I'm not sure that was mentioned when you were talking about your automations
Yeah,
last week.
nope.
I had just
Um,
kind of assumed that you were using on both places, but okay. Got it. Is anyone else have any feedback about, hey Lorraine, um their use of AI with their images, even with your thumbnails? I know I definitely use it with my thumbnails. I'm just using it through Canva, and I'll give you my little process that I've been using. I do use Ideogram. Ideogram is a great tool, but I don't use it to make the image. I use it to grab the prompt. So I grab some of the prompts that describe these backgrounds because Canva has this thing where you can generate a background. So it's me holding a product, but I don't want this background or background, whatever room I'm standing in. I wanted whatever kind of background. I wanted to look like I'm in the mall or I'm, at a luxury boutique or what have you. This is just for the thumbnail only. And so I grabbed those descriptions from a diagram and put them in Canva. I just started doing it a couple weeks ago. I can't say, wow, it's doing a fantastic job, but I'm also revamping some of my YouTube thumbnails because I have some YouTube thumbnails that like I just didn't put any thought into it. I just put it up there and I was just glad that I had a thumbnail. So I'm going back now looking at some of my older thumbnails now that Canva has this new tool because the way Canva AI works, you can go in and generate an image in Canva using their I'm not sure what it's called, Canva Magic or something like that. But that takes points and eventually it'll cost you money. But if you just use the basic Canva editor and say generate background and give it the prompt, that doesn't cost you any points. So I imagine that's available on a free plan. I really don't know. I have Canva Pro. So all right, hey, okay. So let me go back here. And Stephanie said this is a very bad in handcrafting groups as well because people can't replicate the AI product. They are being sold as patterns and people just feel scammed. Yeah, that is a scam. When you're talking a handcrafted thing, a lot of the images that this girl Lori has been showing in her videos, it's just like um, decorating ideas. It's not like this specific um, sconce or this specific blanket. It's 10 boho bedrooms. And there's a picture of a boho bedroom. But it's not until you get over to the blog that she's got the lasso tool bringing in the image and the description of specific products that it thinks goes with the image. But I definitely for food and for handcrafting, and there's a lot of cases where it needs to be AI labels, and I'm glad Pinterest made the decision to do this. Not a fan of Lori's Pinterest strategy. It's all fake at the end of the day. Nicole, I'm glad that you have been watching some of her strategy. It's not just me. I have never implemented her strategies because first of all, what Lori's really doing is selling the tools and access to her, her coaching programs and stuff like that. And she's really selling those, she's affiliate for all those tools. And that's the only problem that I have with her. I just like watching the videos because I do like her thought process of how she's doing it. But you also have to, well, in my case, I try to like, okay, how can I tweak that for me? Like I told you what I did. I went over to Ideagram, grabbed the prompts, took them into Canva, and just replaced the background just on the thumbnails. And that's it. I got that idea from Lori because I've been using Ideagram before I even saw her talking about it. But I never thought about, okay, and then Canva just came out with that tool of the background replacement. So I was like, okay, this is how you extract the goodness out of something that you think might be not too cool. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just telling y'all what I did. Okay, Andrew says, I use mine to drive traffic to my blog. I use my own photos and use my site stripe links on photos so they're clickable and bring them right to the product on my blog. Absolutely. I hope you all are posting photos. Can you please type yes or no in the chat? Have you ever posted photos on your storefront? Please type yes or no. Altavi said, on the call this week, they talked about using Substack. Has anyone used it as an influencer? Well, you put Subtrack. I don't know if Zoom auto-corrected you, but I have a couple of friends that use a Substack, and I'm pretty sure you know my girl Tanya Smith, Altavis. I saw you commenting on some of her stuff, so I subscribe to her on Substack, but she doesn't do influencer stuff. She does live streaming stuff. And there's a couple other people that I subscribe to over there, and it's nice, and they keep rolling out new features. So Substack is definitely something to think about if you want to have a website, but you don't want to do the WordPress thing, which I totally understand. And I really don't do much offsite promo at all, very little. I've done a lot in the past and still find that on-site far outpaces any sales I get offsite. So I pretty much abandoned most of that. Terry, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But I keep trying. I just do a little here and there. Sometimes it's easier for me in terms of repurposing because I don't
I like
have.
to keep at it, but honestly, every time I put any kind of time into it, I just regret it because it doesn't pan out. And I feel like I could have used that time for more on-site videos.
Okay.
So I kind of just talked myself out of ever trying again.
Okay. All right. Okay. And Andrew, you use keywords everywhere. That's great, Andrew, but only just to let you know, the keywords everywhere. I don't know if do they have an Amazon option in there? Because that's Google. Not the same as searching on Amazon. And that's why they have that tool. I think it's called Helium. But I think there's also another tool, but it's expensive. Like this is like the tool that the sellers and the brands should be using. Ehud, if you've ever used it, please chime in or type in the chat. They just rolled out a lot of new features lately, including a YouTube keyword tool.
Yeah, yeah. So Helium 10 is literally the biggest, I think, the biggest company right now. They have an amazing solution for sellers and a big database that that has all the data for all the products and all the ranking and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they started providing some tools for influencers, which is really nice. It's still the beginning, so we don't know if it's gonna be any good, but I know that they're not influencers focused. So our friends that are creating extensions, such as Liz and Toel, Jamie and your friend Gary's name, I'm not sure.
Rob.
Also, Steven, our friend here, Brizano.
Steven, yeah.
Yeah, he also created this cool extension. Um, the guys from our community they know what they're doing, so they're not just like shooting in the dark, like, hey, yeah, we can do that too, but we don't really know what we're doing. So they might be making something good as they scale and grow and all that stuff. But for now, our community members are creating amazing extensions. So I would totally focus on these ones, especially because I just spoke to Steven as well. And Logi is going to start integrating with all these extensions, providing them an API to immediately get all this data so you don't have to do anything manual. So for example, how you need to get all your asins, all your content, all that kind of stuff that Logi already has it. We already have it in our database. So we're going to give access to all these extensions to easily, sync with all your data directly from Logi and provide you with, you don't have to do all this messy work. It should all happen simultaneously, flawlessly, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully it's going to be ready in the next few weeks. We are working on it. So that's kind of the 2 cents about that.
Yay! I'm glad I called on you.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for that update. Awesome. Yeah. So, all right. Let me go back to these chat comments. People are saying yes, yes, yes. That means people are posting images. Yay. And then Lane says, signed up for Substack, but don't use it much. So Lane, are you paying for it or are you just still on a free?
No, I don't pay for it. Like I literally just signed up, took a look at it, and realized I couldn't figure out any type of automation or anything like that around it. So I kind of just grabbed my username so that I could have it, and hopefully I can utilize it in the future.
Yeah, because they keep making updates to it. So I think that they've got a lot of investors that, keep ramping up the feature set.
I've been hearing more and more about it, and so I'm sure it's gonna grow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and as Altovis said, they talked about it on the Amazon influencer webinar, and they've mentioned it for the last couple of weeks. In fact, every time when I think that they're going to say blog or website, they don't. They say Substack. So I think they point to that because of the frequency. You know how they are. They're focused on email. Like they got a blog. They might blog once every 2 weeks, but you might get 10 emails in one day from Amazon. Right? So they are definitely focused on email. And Andrew, when you said Dino/Rob, I know those two. I'm not sure why you put them both together there. All right, I'll come back to you, Andrew, because you ducked down, so I'm not sure what that meant.
It was responding to the extensions like Ehud was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know Dino was involved. I just thought he was like an enthusiastic user, but he might be. Deborah Anna, hello. As a community, I think we are like a bunch of little people on a soccer field, all following the ball. As we get more immersed, I think we find our best solutions. As Terry said, try it and then analyze cost slash benefit and do what works best for you. Absolutely. That's why it's so great for us to all come together and talk about like what's working. Maybe we just need to tweak something or maybe we need to try something. So, yes, absolutely. And Megan, how's the Substack working for you? You said you're on Substack.
I'm still repairing my blog. So right now it's just showing I had to like go to Jetpack and now I have to migrate everything manually because I started putting new content on there before I moved it. So now I'm like, it's a big mess. So it's just showing my older content on there right now. But I like Substack because it gives you more traffic. So that's what
Yeah.
I like. And it's easy, it seems like, but I'm not a pro user by any means because I heard about it from a couple of other girls that do what we do and they all use it. So I'm even happy with it.
Well, here's a little more about Substack because I do, like I said, I subscribe to a few people, and there's actually one person that I have a paid subscription for. And what they do is once you sign up to a newsletter, because it's on Substack, and they kind of really want you to use the app, but I usually use everything on desktop. They will show you related newsletters. You know, like you just signed up for this newsletter and they say, thank you. Here's something else you might want. Just like Amazon, right? Like I just bought something. Y'all trying to sell me something else. Same thing. And so that happens a lot. And so another cool thing that they did was because like I said, there's just one girl who's I actually pay for. I pay $5 a month for her. And um they send me a thing and say, you can send the free to six of your friends, invite six of your friends to look at the paid version of the newsletter for 1 month. So that's another way that they, pulling in more subscribers because even if those folks don't stick with the pay version, they're still subscribed to her, even as the free version. So she's a social media um, person. So it's just all about the updates of everything that's going on social media. In fact, I sent Logie one of those invitations. So whoever's manning that email, and I sent you the invitation, and the girl's name is Leah Haberman. And I think she writes for one of the, Forbes or something like that. So, anywho, yeah, Substack is a nice platform, and you can do podcasts there. You can do live streaming there. Um, so like my girlfriend Tanya Smith, she teaches live streaming, so she multi-streams to Substack and YouTube and Facebook and someplace else, all at the same time. And you can have your Substack community there, watching right alongside your YouTube folks. So I don't know that that would be a thing you would do as an influencer, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more of what Substack is like. I like that it automates a newsletter from my blog and sends it out. Plus, it gets me more traffic. I just heard about another one for monetizing your newsletter creator for content for creators, and I'm trying it out, but it's called Beehive. Yeah, I subscribe to someone from Beehive as well. Have you heard of it? Yep, here's a link. Yeah, Beehive is similar, but I think Substack has way more features because, like I said, they have the podcasting and the live streaming. So you can podcast just to the people that subscribe to your newsletter. And so Beehive is not that sophisticated yet, but they're fine. And here's your Substack. Okay, great. Terry says, speaking of going live, is there any rumblings about Amazon upgrading out live platform to Twitch, which is owned by them and perfect for live streaming? Yeah, but I'm not sure why they would do that. So Twitch is going live on Twitch is almost like going live on Amazon.
You can stream on Twitch, but you don't have the product platform.
Right.
You know, like on the Amazon platform, you can tag all those products and have your
Right.
carousel, and but it's you can't promote it very well like you could on Twitch, and they own that platform. I don't know why they wouldn't just
When you
allow us
say
to.
promote it on Twitch, like the Twitch audience. Okay, let me give you a little of my history with Twitch. I did a challenge for myself, and I live streamed on Twitch for over 180 days in a row. Okay. And I became not a partner, but an affiliate. So I'm a Twitch affiliate. I still am a Twitch affiliate because they don't kick you out after not streaming for a while. But the audience is all people that really care about gaming. They have a section for podcast and chatting, but
Not
it's
really talking about like streaming on Twitch. I'm talking
right.
about using that software, that platform for Amazon live streaming, because the platform that we use now is just rudimentary. I mean, you have to
It,
go live.
it is. I agree.
You have to
Yeah.
go live on your phone. It's really, it's sort of an afterthought that Amazon has, but they have this perfectly created platform in Twitch. Why can't they just implement even a portion of that into our streaming app?
I don't know that it would improve sales.
It would certainly, well, I take your point. I take your point. But
Yeah.
some of the sharing features, some of the it's just it's more robust, and they own it. Why can't they implement it for the live
Yeah.
streaming for us? It's just so basic what we're allowed to use.
Yeah. Yeah. It is owned by Amazon, but it is so separate. Now, they do let you have widgets in Twitch. And so the widgets are things that live on your home screen. So when you're not live, somebody goes to your profile and you can add Amazon widgets there, featuring certain products. I
Mhm.
never sold a darn thing. Like I said, I went live every day for 180 some days. I just wanted to get to be an affiliate, which I reached that goal. And it was cool for a while because I had people subscribing for the paid subscription and everything. But then it was just like too many trolls. So I kind of like it's not worth fighting these people. So, because I'm already on YouTube. I didn't need the extra headache of Twitch. I just
There
wanted to
there are
do it
so
to
many
do it.
like external software packages that like integrate really well with Twitch, and I feel like I'm running at it backwards to try to use those with the Amazon
Mm.
streaming key and all that. It would be just so much easier. But that's just my
Yeah,
thought of the
yeah.
day.
Ecamm Live and StreamYard. No, I don't know about StreamYard. But for me, Ecamm Live, I don't need to have the stream key once you connect your Amazon, but you have to have a Mac in order. Then you have to buy Ecamm Live. So, a lot of people use OBS. I'm not a fan, but a lot of people love it and use it all the time. So,
That's what I use.
yeah, yeah. Great, great. All right, so making sure I'm not missing anything. Twitch is more about gaming and socializing more than anything, in my opinion. Everything is an afterthought with Amazon. Absolutely. Twitch used to have a live streaming studio like StreamYard, and that made it simple from desktop. It was beta, and then they got rid of it for some reason because they had to try to keep up with all the other platforms, Megan, and it probably wasn't worth it for them because OBS is so robust. And actually, there is another one For anybody who wants to experiment with live streaming and wants to do it for free, it's called Meld, MELD. Personally, I haven't used it yet, but some of the top streamers are endorsing it now because it's a free alternative for OBS. It's easier. I don't know if you can use your stream key to do Amazon Lives, but you know what? I'll write myself a note and can we use Meld? And I'll let you know. Anything to make the Amazon Lives easier, you know, like Logie has those built-in features to help you generate that list that you're going to put of the products that you're going to put in the carousel. But yeah, it's a pain. And any news on Japan influencing? No, Megan, I don't know anybody who's in Japan. I wish I did. Besides Dino, and as I mentioned, and y'all know, he hasn't been coming to the sessions. Not that I've seen, not that I'm aware of, unless I missed him. So if you see Dino, and I know he's was active on TikTok, just Googled it. Yes, Meld uses RTMP. Okay, great, Andrew. So then, yep, it might be a little easier than the OBS thing. I'm not sure. I never wanted to use OBS. To me, it was always super scary. But, you know, I use Ecamm, so I never had to. I know most people don't have Macs. Okay, so let's get into some of these recaps of some of these updates. And most of you all already know, but in case you miss it in the group, that the Creator Connections, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We talked about these badges. There's just a quick review for anyone who missed it, that now in Creator Connections, and this was the count this morning when I checked, 116,000 campaigns over there. And they have the Creator Favorites badge, and they also have something called Top Brands badge. Okay. But what I didn't realize when I talked about this last week, we can filter. We can filter by those. Because I know Latoya asked a question. I wish she was here today. Latoya had asked questions, so shout out to Latoya if you're watching a replay. Hey, girl. Where do you begin to start looking for campaigns, right? So if you're at a total loss, you can, these screenshots are coming from the phone, but it also works the same way on desktop. You just go to filters, right? When you're in Creator Connections, and you can filter by top brands. Now, let me tell you, it doesn't just filter top brands. It's going to give you both top brands and creator favorites. Even though it has two buttons here, like they're separate, they're not. They're not separate. Oh, you can get creator favorites separate. I guess there's way more creator favorites, so they just lump the creator favorites in when you click on top brands. But you can just get creator favorites by itself without the top brands. But I figured, why do that? Just click on top brands, and then it brings it down to an almost reasonable number of 6,916. So if you know that there's something that you want to, you know, like I'll just go back to my green dress, filter, then search for green dress and see if any of the creator favorites come up. Okay. And this is also a way to discover brands. Like these two top brands. Like last week, David said, Eileen, you don't know about that brand. They make accessories for Tesla. And I'm like, that's why I don't know about them. But here are two brands that I don't know anything of. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the same brand. Yes, two. Never heard of them before, but they're a top brand. And they're offering 20% on these little wipes, which are face wipes for makeup. And I don't know if this was shampoo or whatever. but just do your own little research. And I think when you're kind of like stuck for what should I be looking for, this may be a way to like not so you're just scrolling through. You could do it this way. Now I'm going to stop screen sharing because I see a couple of chats came in. I remember I could log into Create Connections and see all available campaigns in a short time. Now it's impossible. Yes. 133. Yes, Terry, because you're a top. What do they call you? A top creator?
I think it's because I'm platinum, but I don't know. I don't know why.
Yes, we always got some heavy hitters up in here. No way to go through them all. I filter by commission rate, then category. Yeah, but the commission rate filter is sucks. But now, is the top brands filter helpful at all, Terry? Great. Can everybody like take a moment to just go over, if you do it on your phone, if you're on your desktop, or open up another, you don't have to open another tab because we're on Zoom, and just look and see, does that make you feel better? Like some of the, whew, it's not as bad trying to find something now, right? Let me know. They are in stores like Walmart. Oh, you're talking about the Yes To brand. Okay, thanks, Altovis. That's good because for somebody who's doing YouTube affiliate program, or if you're a Walmart creator, it's nice to know that they're in both places because that may be something that you want to pursue. Start with your little um, script like Stephanie has, asking for samples, you know, and take it from there. Andrew, I wish Steph CC has always been a nightmare. Over 100,000 campaigns to search through since I joined 3 years ago. Yeah. Oh wow, mine was capping around 10,000 for a very long time. Yeah. So I wanted to show y'all that filter, and that was there. I just didn't realize it that we could filter by it, and I saw it, and I was like, "Yay!" Doesn't work 100% like I like it to work, but let's go to the next thing. All right, so the next thing. Speaking of the Logie blog and that little ticker that we all have at the top of the screen. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the little recap was because they talked about the link trees, new monetization features. Yeah, it says Bethwell. Somehow, I'm not sure that that's Bethwell who wrote that article, but I'll take your word for it. If it was you, Bethwell, hey, let me put that in the chat. Because we should be visiting the blog and, keeping the traffic going. And those articles are great. It's a great article. And so I had mentioned the Linktree shops to you guys a couple sessions ago, but I'll just go over it quickly because what they did is they added a bunch of new stuff. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let me get my screen sharing ducks in a row here because Amazon can't stop me from showing this back end of my Linktree. Oh, they got so many restrictions, y'all. Okay, so not only can you set up your shop. All right, I'm sorry. I started at the wrong spot. I wanted to start with the shop, and you can put your Amazon links in there. You can feature products. You can feature your Logie products there. This is also that pain point that everybody has about putting links for creator connections. I don't know why that's such a pain point for everybody, but whatevs. So you can, you can make these collections, but you can also feature products, right? Individually. That's cool. I talked to you guys about it before, but I don't want you to like skip over it, because if you have a link tree, and you probably have one, or you probably signed up years ago, there's 70 million people that have link trees. So not only can you show off all your storefronts and all that stuff on your bio, but then you have a whole separate shop tab. And so let me scroll down the shop tab and let you see how it looks. So see how I featured a Logie product as its own feature, right? In addition to having a collection, a cozy home. So I've got Logie products in there as well. So here's what they added this week. I'll go over to the Earn tab, and they added shared links that pay you. Now, this doesn't really have anything to do with Amazon. These are just offers you can add to your link tree. Sign up for Hulu, $6. Wait, HelloFresh. Get somebody to sign up for HelloFresh, y'all. $95.50. Okay. Savage X, $17. I don't know what the ARM mark. I'm just scrolling down. This was one that I loved adding to mine. Sam's Club. I shop in Sam's Club more than I shop at Amazon. I know that's hard to believe. I shop at Sam's Club a lot. $12.50. I'm sorry, I could get $12.50 if someone signs up with a 50% off deal, or 50% off of the membership fee. So just these little things. Here's Factor Meals. You can make $143. If you have Linktree, you want to come over here and you want to go into your back end and you want to look for this little earn, and there's this new feature. So I think it's important to not only have this place where you can have your Amazon products be featured, but also these other bonus campaigns that they're letting you get access to. So let me see if I can go into, I think I added the link here. Let's see. No, this might be taking us back to the same place it already was. Yeah, okay, no, let me stop and screen share again. Okay, so this was a section I was just showing you, share links that pay you. Then you can also sell your own products. So any of you have merch, I'm looking at you, Altovis. You can create courses. They have an integration with Kajabi. How many of you have ever heard of Kajabi and thought, I ain't paying all that money for Kajabi? I know I sure have. But they somehow partner with Kajabi so that if you have a course, or you can create a course right on your link tree. I haven't done it yet. I don't know how easy or hard it may be, but digital products, courses, physical products, and then they're highlighting some of I guess these products have already been selling with some of the other creators. And then here's the partners that they have. And of course, Amazon's right up front, up to 8.5%. I don't know how that compares because I haven't sold anything yet. Okay. So I don't know if you get the same, because you don't have to be an Amazon influencer. You don't have to be a Target affiliate, or whatever they call their affiliates. You don't have to have any of these programs. You just have these integrations right on your link tree. So that's the beauty of this. Okay, and so it's very similar to Benable, which you guys know I love. All right, so yeah, then just real quick, all the ways to get paid with sponsored links, courses, physical products, shops, and digital products. And evidently they're not stopping. They are building out these tools, and I just want to make sure that you all are like aware, because I talked about it before, but keep your eye on it. And I'm glad that the Logie blog featured an article about it, because it brought it back to my attention. I didn't realize I could offer those little incentives to buy memberships and things like that. So very, very cool. Andrew says, I can't wait to see how things go for Sam's Club once they go fully cashierless soon. Well, yeah. And when you say soon, I think they have to phase these things out, because I know that's in the Amazon Fresh store, right? They built one near me. Actually, they took over what used to be one of those bookstores, Borders or something. And first of all, yes, you can do the whole thing without cashiers, but that doesn't mean there's not people there. In fact, there was a guy literally at the door showing me how to use it, making sure, did I have Prime? How do I connect my Prime to the shopping cart? I mean, then there was people standing by watching us. So there was a bunch of people there. It wasn't just like, you know, uh, an experience where there weren't other human beings involved. You're still been able to get the customer service, and plus you can take your returns there. So I assume that Sam's Club is going to do something similar, where they just phase these things in. And even now, at Sam's Club, because like I said, I go there all the time. And these two places are not far from each other either. Um, on the way out, they would just check your receipt just to make sure. And you had to stand in a second line. That used to always annoy me. So glad they got rid of that. They put up some kind of sensor now that the girl or the guy that's standing there with the scanner thing will say, "Have a nice day." I don't have to scan you. So I don't know. Sometimes things may get tripped up, but for the most part, they're just standing there just telling people to have a good day. So, yeah. Stephanie said I also use Linktree and Adobe Express to make myself some physical business cards this week. Yes, they gave you a QR code, so I just printed on that on one side, and that girl out there, and the link text on the other side. Hey, go that girl out there. Go Stephanie. Go Stephanie. That's amazing. Thank you. It's a great feature for authors. Yes, Altovise. And Linktree has some sell your digital assets, downloads, and courses. Yes, I am working on one and will share with you guys as a gift before I start selling. Just figuring out the details. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I definitely need to do a little Amazon course, don't I? Andrew, they have to remodel all 600 stores and remove all cash registers, etc., because everything will be scan and go, and only people will be minimal for maintaining things, stocking, etc. Okay, we'll see. Well, it's going to take them a few years to do that. Ours is already in process, only a few lanes available while they remodel the store. Oh, good, good, good. Progress, I guess. I mean, it depends upon how you look at it. I'd rather have people that I can talk to, but sometimes the people do get a little annoying. So there's two ways to look at it. Oh my gosh, it's almost the top of the hour. I think that was the last thing that I wanted to review with you guys. Was there anything that you guys were working on, or that you want to like talk about that has happened, or features that you've been trying, or things that you're struggling with? Now would be a great time to chat it up.
I
Uh,
don't know about you, but I've been using Rob's new extension like there's no tomorrow.
yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I done already upgraded to the pro version just because within the first week of using the free version, it's already practically paid for itself on creator connections.
Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad that, I got a chance to test it early on. I feel like, I put my little stamp on it because some of the things that I suggested that he changed. And so, yeah, I'm glad that it's this is a thing, like Stephanie asked some questions or someone, I'm sorry, if it was someone else, I apologize. No, it was Stephanie. You know, you have to think about the comparison of creator connections with Logi. You can't help but do that. And if you miss that connection, I'm going to bring it home for you, okay? So here's the difference. Here's the huge difference. It's kind of like Amazon's just always holding this little carrot out here. Like they got 100,000 freaking campaigns out there, but you must find the one that you've made content for, and you must hit that accept button. Now, they took away that you have to put the link there and all that. But when you sign up for Logi, after you get your account connected, your bank connected, that's the hardest part of the whole thing. After that, how many people have we even seen come into these sessions over these years and say they made money right away? They didn't have to accept nothing. They didn't have to look through nothing. And you don't have to beg for products. You get matched with products. If you don't want the product, you don't have to take the product. If you do, you do. And you make content for it. And life is grand. Okay? So I know we love the Creator Connections. It's a great program, but I also just want y'all to remember like the whole mindset. Like, why do we have to accept a friggin' campaign? Why can't Amazon just say everybody who's promoted this product, you get the extra commissions? Why? I know y'all can't answer. That's a rhetorical question. Y'all can't answer. Nobody knows the answer to that. They just want us to spend time going over there sifting through 116,000 campaigns. It's painful. And it's really a waste of time. So it's cool that you have extensions now that can do the whole thing, and then even Fluencer Fruit, I heard there's a way that but just always remember that Logi, first of all, the whole concept was a Logi concept to begin with. And with Logi, you don't have to do any of that. The hardest, most confusing part of Logi is signing up for your account. And that's only because people don't read instructions sometimes. Is anybody like, come on? Can somebody else unmute and like, what? Is it just me?
I just wish there was a way in Logi to be able to like contact brands that you're interested in so that you could kind of let the AI know, I'd like to work with this one. Let's make something happen, as opposed to it just kind of automatically finding someone every now and again. It'd be nice if you could if you make the effort to try to reach out to someone, Logi will see that and they'll be like, oh, let's offer them more of those particular brands stuff. I'm looking for more. I'm always wanting to connect with brands as much as I can so that I can show off their products the best way that I can. And I think that because like in creator connections, you can easily go into there, message the brand, work with them, have a dialogue if you want to have that. Just the hardest part for me with Logi is that I'm just kind of waiting there, or I've got to put some money up front for it, which I've done that before and it panned out well. I will say that. due to the higher commissions and whatnot. But it'd be cool if there was a way to communicate.
Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else want to share some feedback? Thank you, Lane. David, I feel like you have something to say. You can type in the chat. Feel free. And Stephanie says, I love working with Logie. Working with every different seller on CC is so hit or miss, aside from all the other things Logie does for us automatically. Oh, and let's not forget the reporting. The reporting, chef's kiss, head and shoulders. Andrew said, thank you, Logie, Ehud, and team. Nicole says, exactly my question, Eileen. Why isn't it automatic? It's almost like they just like, we don't really want y'all that have all this money. The brands are offering it, but no, we're Amazon and we don't want y'all to really look. You got to do some extra work because you already work from sun up to sundown making videos for us, but you got to do a little bit more. It's annoying. Plus, we are all here for a Logie meeting. No Amazon meeting has ever been half as useful as these sessions every week. Thank you, Stephanie. Learn so much in these meetings. Thank you, Deborah. Because Amazon don't want to pay out. That's why it's on the brands to pay campaigns. I get that the brands to pay for the campaigns, but why can't they automatically opt you into it? That's my question, Andrew. Not so much Amazon paying out. The brands are already offering up the extra commissions. Why can't they just auto opt us in? That's exactly why everything is so complicated. Yeah, and then have filters there that half-ass work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You can't stack filters. That's the only thing I like better about CC than Logie is I can do all my personal shopping in exchange for content. Yes, Stephanie, you are the queen of getting the freebies. Okay. And Andrew says, I agree, Lane. Agree, Eileen, about the reporting. Love it. Yes. Amazon is the modern day slave driver. Do the work for peanuts. Oh, Amazon. We don't want to say these things about you. We want you to be our favorite, and there are some great things about the Amazon program, but this kind of half baked attempt, it just falls short in the sense that you have to spend so much time, and you have to invest in a tool because yeah, Rob's tool is free and there's a lot of free parts to it, but yeah, he's asking for money now for the higher features for content gaps and things like that, which we're not going to go over those. Everybody who's got the extension, he's got his own group. He can tell you, and he does the videos to show you the walkthroughs of all the features. But, yeah, it's a lot of work, even on the developers, to come up with something that kind of makes it make sense, because it don't make sense. If they match commissions on site and off site, it would be better. Well, I kind of understand. It would be better. It'd be better for us, Andrew. But I do kind of understand that they're going to pay you more for bringing traffic over. I get that. That in the real world kind of makes sense. Even though they're the only affiliate program that does that, right? Maybe Walmart does that too, but in terms of other affiliate, like I'm used to software, being a software affiliate, they don't care like if it came, however it got there. We are all peasants. Yes, we are. We should all go and search for peasant dresses so that if we ever get invited to an Amazon event, we can all wear them. Not you guys, I'm sorry. I don't know the guys. Y'all got to find something else to search for. Oh, well, it's the top of the hour, and I think we've covered a lot today. And I love that you all have been able to join and be live and here for the fun. And as he should, Rob charging for advanced features. I tried for months to tell Ehud to adopt a paying scale for Logie too, like some advanced features that aren't free. Don't hate me. Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah, we hate you. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hate you. But, there's a small cut for Logie. So, you know, it's the extension is called the Amazing Influencers Toolkit. Megan, the Amazing Influencers Toolkit. And it just searches. It looks through your content. Now, there's something that I don't like about that extension, and that is that, like we talked about photos earlier, and everybody, especially the females, all said yes, 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 yes. But I know some of the guys did too. Yeah, it don't look at photos. Why? Why not? And I talked to him about that, and because he don't do photos, he don't care. I guess more of people, who do photos need to get on his case. Like, it should search my ideas list and my photos. Hello. But, for a free tool, it serves a purpose with the videos, I guess. Anybody else? Anyone else? Oh, I need photos added to that. I'll leave comments in the group. Yeah, leave comments, because I think he just like, I don't feel like being bothered with photos. So, Terry, yeah, you too. Yeah, why doesn't it search our photos? Yeah, okay. Amy, how you doing, dear? Before we leave, do you want to unmute? I just want to check on you and see how you're doing. I know you're doing TikTok as well.
Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm things are slow. TikTok. I just use TikTok for free products. It's crazy. TikTok is really tough. Even when I do all the things and go live and do all that, it's silly tough. For me anyhow.
Okay.
Amazon is slow. I still have an okay. I just missed platinum this last quarter. But I love these sessions. This is so informative for me. Even I've only been in a year and 5 months now, and the things that I learned from you guys is just invaluable. And you guys do it all for free and so genuinely. And I just want to say that that's amazing. And this entire community is overwhelming to me I love it. And I look forward to these calls every week. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was so sweet and so kind. All right, everybody. That's a great note to end on. And so, with that, have a fantastic weekend. And we will all be back here in a week. Bye bye. Thanks, Emmy. Thanks, Ed.